I think I'm about to get ripped off by the Mazda dealership, so I've set up hidden cameras to find out what really happens when they make me a spare key. This is the Mazda technician programming a spare key for my friend's 2014 Mazda 3 at the dealership. My hidden camera shows it took a total of 3 minutes for him to program that spare key fob. But the Mazda service report for 1 hour of labor at $190. Just what happened during the other 57 minutes the vehicle was in the shop. To get that answer, we need to start a few days earlier when I called the dealership to set up the appointment.
Hold on tight, because you won't believe just how expensive this will get before we're finished.
Let's call the Mazda dealership and find out what they're gonna charge to make a spare key.
How can I help you?
I'm trying to find out how much it's gonna cost to make another key fob for a 2014 Mazda.
Give me 1 moment, okay?
Just on hold now. Yeah, I'm going on hold for a few minutes now.
So you're looking for pricing on a key fob. You're somewhere around $400.
Around $400?
And the labor's $190.
What? How long does that take?
Takes about 2 hours.
Do I need to get an appointment or just come stop in?
I can schedule you.
Let's look at Thursday.
Perfect.
$190 for programming and a couple $100 for the parts.
Yes.
Ouch! The Mazda dealership wants
Almost $400.
to make a spare key fob and tells me to spend 2 hours of my time sitting in their waiting room. That's crazy. Let's see how long it really takes them to do the work. Because I'm expecting this, I've set up hidden cameras to see what really happens at the Mazda dealership. With my cameras ready to go, let's head to the Mazda dealership and find out what happens. With the appointment set up and the dealership telling me to plan on 2 hours, that got me wondering, just how long does this spare key thing take with the dealership and what else would happen to the car there? Little did I know, I would be in for a surprise. It turns out, while programming the car key, they would find plenty of other things to charge me for. You won't believe how much they found a bill on a 10-year-old car worth about $10,000. If you have a horror story about this sort of thing, share it below in the comments. Good, how are you? Having arrived, the service advisor was ready to help. I'll call him Devin. How long does this sort of stuff take?
I've seen usually like hour and a half-ish.
After checking in, it was time to visit parts for the key. Hey, wondering if you can get me what the key costs to get another key on vehicle.
So it looks like it would be $305.25 before tax.
Are you able to print that out so I can keep a copy of it?
Sure.
With it? Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate your help.
No worries.
The cost for the smart key was $267. Plus, don't forget about the emergency key blade inside for another $38. With sales tax, that brings the key to $327, and that's before the programming charge of $190. Cars at the Mazda dealership, the clock is ticking. Let's see how long it takes. Now the question, how long does the car sit at the dealership until the service guy comes to do his work? Okay, looks like it's been sitting about 25 minutes. And then the technician arrived. I'll call him Travis. While he pulled into the bay, I was off getting some lunch at one of my favorite spots, El Pollo Loco. While I enjoy my chicken, Travis pops the hood and starts the full circle inspection. Oh, they're finding something they're curious about. I think he said cracked headlight. Might be a cracked headlight he found. I'm pleased to see they're actually inspecting the vehicle. That wasn't like the Chevy dealership. I have to say, these guys have been doing pretty good. The car's been in the bay for about 10 minutes. They've found the broken headlight. They've got some things hooked up. I mean, they're working on this. It's not sitting waiting. Now, this is the reason I brought the car into Mazda, to get a spare key fob made. About 10 minutes after he pulled the car into the shop, Travis starts programming the key. Did you see that? He pushed a button on the computer and touched the new key fob to start-stop button. That's all it took to pair the key to the vehicle computer. All right, he tested it. Yep, it starts the engine. Then he checks the buttons to lock and unlock the doors. Listen for him to click. And just like that, in 3 minutes, Travis is finished with his programming. 3 minutes, that's all it took. At this point, we're about 15 minutes into the car being in the shop. He checks a few more things. Just wait until the service advisor shows me what Travis found. We're about 20 minutes and he's backing out. Looks like he's done, right? We might be done. Oh yeah, wait. Oh, he's taking it somewhere else now. Nope. What's he doing? Wrong. He's pulling into the next bay down. The car goes up into the air on the mechanic lift. So for about 12 minutes, the car's in the air, and Travis is busy inspecting below the car. Presumably, absolutely nothing to do with making a spare key. He's probably inspecting below the engine, looking for leaks, anything else he can find below the vehicle. Meanwhile, I'm getting tired of waiting. I'm starting to wonder just how long they're gonna keep my car to do something that takes less than 10 minutes. Our dash camera shows that the inspection seems to be finished, and our friend takes care of paperwork. Some 15 minutes of working on the computer until finally, 55 minutes after he pulled the car into the shop, he's backing out. When he finds a surprise, something else to add on to the list of needed repairs. So back into the bay to add that to the repair list. Finally, it's time for a quick car wash, and he parks the car. 1 hour and 6 minutes after starting that 3-minute process of making a spare key. Before showing the inspection results and the crazy cost Mazda recommended to me, let me show you what I found from my own inspection. I called Mazda dealerships all over the country.
This is Bryce. How can I help you?
I'm trying to find out how much it costs for me to get a key fob made for a 2014 Mazda 3.
It is $199 for programming. Outside of that, I would have to connect you with my parts department. They can let you know how much the actual key is.
Yeah, let me talk to parts.
Okay, one moment.
You want $199 to program it? Try tomski.com if you don't want to wait on hold for a long time. You don't want to get ripped off.
I rate around like almost 350.
How long does that take?
Normally takes hour and a half.
That's $550 just for this key fob. That's crazy.
Replacement key and fob is $393. That includes the sales tax. Program the key, that would run $190.
You get the idea. It doesn't matter where you live. It's crazy expensive to get a car key made at the car dealership. And remember how Travis was able to program that key in 3 minutes? Well, guess what? This sort of thing frustrates me to pay for an hour of labor for 3 minutes of work. So I started tomski.com to provide equipment so you can make a spare key in your driveway at a fraction of the cost. A lot less hassle and the same 3 minutes it took him. We even have a key by photo service to cut your key blade from a picture you take. It takes all the hassle out of making a spare key and saves you hundreds of dollars and hours of time. About an hour and a half after I first arrived, it's finally time to pay. Do I pay you here? Do I pay
Right
the
here.
counter? Right here.
All right, so after tax, we're looking $226.37 today.
Here's the breakdown of the rest of the charges. $5 to cut the emergency key blade. No charge for that full circle inspection. Was that really free? We have a $3 digital data storage fee. I should have questioned Devin and demanded the fees be removed. What on earth is that? Sounds like a charge for them to keep my records in their computer system. $18 for shop supplies. I'm not sure what that means. I suppose there's that $1 worth of windshield washer fluid they put in. Finally, with another $15 of sales tax, that brings the total service charge. $226 was the total service charge, along with $327 for the key fob. That brought the total to a whopping $553. $553 for the spare key fob. That is crazy talk.
You're somewhere around $400.
Yeah, so much for that. $553 later. Not to mention the 2.5 hours I spent getting this key made. Now back to that no charge full circle inspection.
Because there were some recommends that they had, but this technician, let me give you, is very thorough.
Okay. Remember, that's where 57 minutes of that 1 hour of labor went. Here's what Devin had for me. Engine air filter replacement for $38. $1,665 to replace the headlamp assembly. $673 for replacing the drive belt. They found severe oil leaks. $382. Rotors and pads, $575. $350, give or take. 2 new tires. The front control arm replacement, $1,247. Four-wheel alignment, $159 worth of labor. The LF stabilizer link, $260. $668. A shock absorber replacement, $915. Rear tires, $90 worth of labor there. The front brake rotor replacement, $388. Touch screen has some ghosting for $260. Front underguard splash cover is $230. So all that adds up to $3,545 in labor, $4,013 in parts, a subtotal of $7,558, $50 in shop charges again, $548 in taxes brings the total price to $8,156. Over $8,000 in repairs on a vehicle that cost about $10,000. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know about you, but I sure have mixed thoughts about this inspection. I mean, I appreciate someone taking a look at the car and telling me what's wrong with it, but if you're gonna charge money for it, I wanna know that. If your 1 hour of labor is gonna be mostly this inspection that's free and there's 3 minutes of work to program the key fob, I sure would appreciate it if they said something like, hey, we'll charge you $30 for the 10 minutes of labor to make the spare key. Would you like to pay another $160 for 50 minutes and we'll inspect the vehicle to tell you all the things? That seems a little more honest and fair.
Also, I want to be clear, I don't blame Devin or Travis from this video. They were just doing their jobs as trained by the dealership.
Now, don't get me wrong, car dealerships are businesses. They've got to pay their employees. They got to turn a little bit of profit. But I don't know about you, it seems like a ripoff to me. Unless you drive a German car like a BMW, a Mercedes-Benz, an Audi, any of those ones, you're gonna have to go to the dealership and pay crazy high prices to get your spare key fob. If you found this video interesting, be sure you check out my next video.